Hello, everyone. It's me. Welcome back to my channel. And today we have a very special treat. You know how much I love fairy tales. Well, there's an exciting twist coming because you get to choose the story. Yes, you heard that right. Your choice. But wait, let's start at the beginning. Once upon a time in a kingdom far, far away, deep within a mystical forest nestled between snow-capped mountains and a shimmering lake, there lived a poor painter named Kael. Now, Kai was no ordinary painter. No, sir, his talent was extraordinary. His name echoed through the kingdom as the most gifted artist of his time. Yet, despite his exceptional skill, Kai found himself on hard times. His brushes were dry, his paints had ground to dust, and his heart ached with each stroke of his color-starved brush on the blank canvas. But you know what they say, the heart wants what the heart wants. And all Kai wanted was to paint the world with colors so vibrant they would dance and sing. He dreamed of painting smiles onto children's faces, of painting sunshine after a gloomy rain, and of painting dreams that floated like clouds across the endless blue canvas of the night sky. Then, one day, as Kai sat slumped over his table, despair threatening to engulf him, a loud clap of thunder shook the very foundations of his small cottage. Rain lashed against the windows, each drop drumming a sad tattoo on the glass. Suddenly, a brilliant flash of lightning illuminated the room, followed by an even louder boom of thunder. As quickly as it began, the storm was over. The sun peeked timidly through the parting clouds, and a magnificent rainbow arced across the sky, touching the distant hills with its vibrant hues. Now, you might wonder why this scene was so important. Well, I'll tell you, for as long as Kael could remember, he had never seen a rainbow without a pot of gold at its end. And where there's a pot of gold, there are paints, lots and lots of paints. So, without wasting a moment, off he went, scrambling up the nearest hill. He raced towards the fading rainbow, hoping to be the first to find that pot of gold and save his art. As he reached the top of the hill, he stopped in his tracks. There was no pot of gold, only a wide-open field carpeted with wildflowers. Disappointed, he turned to go home when his eyes caught a glimmer of something unusual in the distance. Curious, he walked closer and gasped. It was a painting. And not just any painting, mind you, but a masterpiece. The painting depicted the exact scene before him, the wildflowers in the field, the distant hills, and even the sun peeking from behind the clouds, all rendered with such lifelike detail that it seemed to glow and breathe. And then it hit him, an idea so crazy it just might work. Taking a deep breath, he closed his eyes and dipped his brush into the vibrant colors of the rainbow above. When he opened his eyes and looked down at his brush, they were filled with color. Oh, joy! At last, he could paint again, but there was something different about these colors. They seemed to have a life of their own, pulsing with energy and brimming with magic. And so it began. Every morning, Kael would wake up before the sun and rush to his easel. He would dip his brush into the colors of the rainbow, which appeared only when he was ready to paint. He painted the sunrise, the gentle sway of the trees, the laughter of children playing in the nearby village, and the hopeful gaze of a bird taking flight. Each stroke of his brush brought life and joy to the world. His paintings had a magical quality about them. They didn't just hang on the walls, no, sir. They became part of the room, changing with the weather and the time of day. In the evenings, when families gathered around their tables, the paintings would glow with the warm light of candelabras. And when the first rays of sunlight peeked through the curtains, they would come alive with the colors of the dawn. News of Kael's miraculous paintings spread like wildfire. People from neighboring kingdoms came to see him, bringing sacks of gold to trade for his art, but Kael didn't want gold. He found joy in painting for the sake of painting. What he truly desired was to share his gift with as many people as possible. One day, a queen from a distant land heard of Kael's extraordinary paintings and invited him to her kingdom. She offered him a place in her palace where he could paint to his heart's content, but there was a catch. If his paintings failed to amaze her, he would be banished from the kingdom, never to return. Kael, eager to showcase his art, readily accepted the challenge. He painted the queen's portrait, capturing not just her likeness, but also the kindness that radiated from her eyes and the strength that shone through her gentle smile. He painted murals on the palace walls, depicting scenes from the kingdom's history, each stroke imbued with the spirit of those who had lived and died for their king. He even painted the royal gardens, which bloomed with even more vibrant colors as if inspired by his art, but the queen's son, the young prince, remained unimpressed. He had seen many talented painters in his life and nothing worth mentioning. Then Kael turned to his final masterpiece, a painting of the prince as a knight, jousting in a tournament, his lance gleaming in the sunlight, his shield emblazoned with the royal crest, and his face determined yet kind. The painting was so realistic that the prince could almost hear the roar of the crowd and feel the wind whipping through his hair. As the prince gazed at the painting, a slow smile spread across his face. "It's perfect," he whispered. "You have captured my heart, my dreams, and my destiny." From that day on, Kael became an honored guest in the kingdom, his paintings gracing the walls of the palace and the homes of the people. But you know what they say, all good things must come to an end. Well, that's exactly what happened to Kael and his rainbow paints. One morning, just as the sun was rising, Kael hurried to his easel, eager to paint the day. But today, the rainbow didn't appear. He waited, hoping it would come back, but it didn't. Days turned into weeks, and the colors in Kael's paintings slowly began to fade. One evening, as Kael sat alone in his room, his heart heavy with sorrow, he looked out the window. To his surprise, he saw something that made his eyes sparkle with delight. Every wall he painted, every field he touched with his brush, and every child's smile still held the colors of his art. The rainbow hadn't returned, but that didn't mean his gift was gone. He realized that the true magic of his paintings wasn't in the colors themselves, but in the emotions they evoked, the memories they created, and the lives they touched. The rainbow had become part of the world through his paintings, and that, my friends, is the true meaning of art. So remember, no matter what challenges you face or how dim your colors may seem, the magic lies within you. It's up to you to find it and let it shine through your art. And with that, our magical fairy tale comes to an end. But the magic doesn't end here. See, the next chapter is up to you. What will Kael paint next? Where will his colors take him? You decide. Write your story in the comments below. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Share this enchanting tale with your friends and family, and subscribe to our channel for more captivating stories. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the mystical world of art and imagination. Until next time, keep creating, keep believing in the magic of art, and always remember the rainbow is within you.